It's the National Football League on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see Derek Carr.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Saints and the Falcons, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
First opened in 1975, resurrected in 2006, we welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. So good to have you here with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson getting set for kickoff here. Greg, no matter how many ways we look at this game, it always comes down to one stat, doesn't it? How you're taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it's just so crazy, Mike, that every single week, no matter how complex these matchups get and how many factors there are to determining who wins and who loses any game in the NFL, at the
kicker, Blake Rupe, set to start it. And off we go from the Superdome. Ray McLeod on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Falcons set to take over here on offense. They'll be led out by the lefty from the University of Washington. It's Michael Penix.
We have the luxury each week, Mike, of sitting down with these players and really getting a behind-the-scenes look at what makes them so good and what makes them tick. And, man, wouldn't it be nice to be able to bring the fan kind of behind the curtain and let them see for themselves what we see firsthand? And, man, it would only take a couple minutes for you to realize just what kind of leader this guy is. You would never know he threw 3 touchdowns last week. All he wanted to talk about was the costly interception and the couple plays he left out there. That's why they rally around him. The better he plays, the better the team plays. They need more consistent performances from him to get the rest of this team to do their part.
3rd and 6. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Penix. And on 3rd down, that ball is incomplete.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Saints coming out, and the veteran leads them. It's their quarterback, Derek Carr, 9 years with the Raiders, now year 2 with the Saints. Greg, for a man who's now 33 years old.
You think back to last week and what was really a pretty bland game. He didn't do a ton that was overly exciting, but his team was still able to come out with a win. I think that's really a testament to this roster that they have built. Yes, you're going to need your quarterback to play good ball as the season progresses, but in the meantime, they are good enough around him that as he continues to find his way, this is still a tough team to match up with.
Motioning Tunyon, the tight end. Off the play fake. Here's Carr. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. Carr working out of the gun. That's to the sideline and taken in by Wilson. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So on 4th down, they'll turn to Lou Hedley here to punt. Ray McLeod deep to return. A fair catch called and taken right at the 30-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. Look there. He comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. That's caught left side by Pitts. He'll try to use that size to push forward, but it's not going to work. Defense strong up front, and they're going to get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here is Penix. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
And this ball incomplete on third down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Fair catch called and made right there at the 25-yard line. The Saints offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Carr. That'll be caught. It's Alvin Kamara. It's a gain of 10. That's enough for a quick first down.
That's good for the Saints.
To throw is Carr. And unable to connect there. It's incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And that will lead to a second down. Carr. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Slot man in motion right. Carr from the gun on third down. And that is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. From the gun, it's Penix. He'll get this to the former Bear, Darnell Mooney. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
First down, Atlanta.
They run over center with Robinson. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's second down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
They're going to go play action with Penix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Pitts is the man in motion. On third down, Penix. He's got his tight end. That's Pitts. Rookie from Washington on target with that one. It is a first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Now the lefty Penix on first down. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Saints' 45-yard line.
Mooney in motion. We'll go play action now with Penix. He'll take a shot here. Back of the end zone. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a third down. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he's going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard. So they pick it up on 3rd and 2.
In real time from up here, Mike, I couldn't tell whether or not he got it at first glance, but I think after seeing the replays we have up here, it looked like he and his blockers got just enough, and they're going to be able to keep this drive alive.
And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretch.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid the bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on 3rd down, and give yourself a chance.
Now Penix on 3rd and long. That one taken in by London. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he is on to punt for Atlanta. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Now Carr. And good work there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Throwing is Carr. A throw left side, taken in by Wilson. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. Here's 2nd and 2. Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. Carr now on 2nd down. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Back is Carr. He gets that to his tight end, Moreau. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. On the ground for the first time, this is Alvin Kamara. And he'll be stopped at the line of scrimmage with a flag down. Let's check on the call. That's on the 1st round selection, Taliese Fuaga. Play action now. It's Carr. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
Number one rule of run blocking for the offensive line is you don't want to allow penetration. It just doesn't give your running back any angles to cut and find the hole. It's exactly how it played out here. They've got to do a better job holding the line of scrimmage and not getting pushed back.
A.J. Terrell, the tight coverage there, and he knocks it away.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one. And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown, but at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
McLeod now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Falcons offense ready to get back at it. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Mooney in motion. He'll get this out to the left flat. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Colin Saunders getting in there to make the tackle. Here's 3rd and 7. From the gun on 3rd down. Here's Penix. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. So just a lone field goal in the 1st quarter of play. The Saints out on top. More from New Orleans after this. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Penix. A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Here's the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Carr working out of the gun. He'll go right and find his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. To throw, it's Carr. That one knocked away and incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead, despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Fair catch is called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the gun, here is Penix. That's complete. Some more on the right side. They get 11 and quickly pick up a 1st down. On the ground, it's Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, here's the lefty Penix. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Now, Penix. The pressure gets there again, and again he goes down.
This offense just continues to struggle to find any sort of rhythm. And now part of it is self-inflicted wounds. But the vast majority of their struggles has just been their inability to pass protect. You can't expect your quarterback to settle into the game and have any confidence operating out of the pocket when the second he hits his back foot, the play's over.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. And he's made a big impact in the passing game. As you look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, his name right there at the top. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They're going to go right back to Kamara. He's going to force his way for a yard or 2, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. Motioning Tunyon, the tight end. They'll go play action with Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Carr. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down. Here's Lou Hedley now as this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The Falcons offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Penix. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Cameron Jordan, the veteran, in there for the sack.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on him play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Throwing is Penix. He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on third down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the first down.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. They put Wilson in motion. They look to hit him with the jet sweep here to begin this drive. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. It'll be a run out of the gun with Kamara. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line. 3rd and 9.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
Carr. This one is caught by Moreau. They get 15 on that game. 1st down, New Orleans.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. A run here with Kamara. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
Offside, defense. Still 1st down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Carr now. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. Just a short pickup there on 1st and 5. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. To throw is Carr. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the 1st down.
Pistol give to Kamara. Fighting off tacklers, pushing his way forward. Good gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
They'll go again here with Kamara. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 4.
Carr to throw. That is incomplete, but there is a flag down. Big call here. It was 3rd down. On comes the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The Falcons offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. That's caught left side by Pitts. And he's going to be brought down up past the 20.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the 1st down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 23-yard line.
On 2nd down, Penix. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. To throw is Penix. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's their punter now, as he is on to kick it away. And he will score. Touchdown, New Orleans. What a big play for the special teams unit, Greg. They get the block and the score. A big swing that starts with getting to the kicker.
Yeah, exactly right, Mike. And anytime you draw up a successful punt block rush, it starts with identifying the breakdown of the protection unit. In this case, they found that weak link. They were able to exploit it. It leads not only to the block, but to the touchdown.
Groupie able to add the extra point. And the Saints are out to a 10-0 lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. McLeod now to return. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense headed back to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming, getting started with 1st and 10. That'll be taken in by Moore.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
That one is caught by Mooney. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. Here's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup.
Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll throw. It's Penix. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete. Drake London was the intended receiver there. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Here's Penix. Quick throw here is complete. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Penix going to throw again. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
The Falcons getting their punter out there. And remember, the last time they tried this, he had it blocked. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Saints offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. On 1st and 10, Carr. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep this one on the ground. Now a timeout, Atlanta. That's their first, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half. Once again, they keep it on the ground. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Here's Penix. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in. Looked like he might have gotten there early. On first and 10, it's Penix. A ball deep for the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, where you see the final score there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we head over to the Windy City. Check on the Bears at home, Soldier Field. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting New England Patriots. Caleb Williams, excellent in the victory as his guys up their record to 7-2 now on the year. Finally, let's get to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at home at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they were losers in their ball game as the visiting Buffalo Bills come in and took it to them. Josh Allen, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Coach, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to the kickoff of the second half. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Saints offense and their running back set to go once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and they've made him a real weapon in the passing game. On first down, they'll start out with Kamara. And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line, a pickup of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing is Carr. To set the screen to the receiver, Wilson. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
That's good for us Saints. First and 10.
The tight end Moreau is in motion. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd down throw from Carr. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. First and 10.
First down. First and 10.
Here's Carr. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7.
At the 41-yard line.
Carr working out of the gun. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Carr. He'll look middle here, and there's Olave. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision. Oh, and now movement up front, trying to get the defense to jump.
False start.
One of the offensive linemen moved instead. The Saints lining up in punt formation. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On second down, here's Penix. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. From the gun on third down, here's Penix. He's going to find his receiver. It's Robinson. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
First down, Falcons.
To throw again, it's Penix. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10. A give, and here comes Robinson. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. From the gun, it's Penix. A throw on the move is caught.
I think there's one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line.
At their own 15-yard line.
They'll come up here, first and 10. Carr. To the left side, into the hands of Olave. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and 3 at the 22-yard line.
Play action now. It's Carr. He's got the tight end, Tunyon. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds with a first down.
That's good for the Saints. First down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
To throw is Carr. That one caught by Bub Means. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
Carr now to throw on first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the third quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Second down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 24-yard line.
Carr now. Pass is caught by Olave. And he's into the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown Saints. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. He'll start at the 4. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. Here's a 2nd and 12. Now Robinson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
And that is incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
The home team's offense and Derek Carr set to take over once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. And that'll be a short gain up to the 27-yard line. Second down and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Back is Carr. He'll look underneath here and find Kamara. And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll run. It's Kamara. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to third down. Now a 3rd and 2.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Carr to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now Carr. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Carr now on 2nd down. Short pass taken in by the tight end. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 7.
Carr. That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker.
Lou Henley in punt formation for the Saints.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. To throw, it's Carr. He's got his man, that's Olave. And he will get the first down. They took a chance, but they convert on 4th and 3.
Saints, first down.
On the handoff, it's Kamara. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
On the give, this is Kamara. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
Gain of 4 yards. And the Saints, first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Here's Carr throwing from the pistol. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that, after this long drive, would be a bit of a letdown.
So not quite 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Falcons' 5-yard line.
Motioning Tunyon, the tight end. Out of the gun, here's a give to Kamara. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Groupie able to add the extra point. The Saints are able to extend out to a 24-0 lead. After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. McLeod now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. From the gun, here is Penix. He keeps it himself. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield. Looks like we have an injured Falcon on this play. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. They'll throw on first down with Penix. That's to the right side and incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now Penix to throw on 2nd down. And this throw batted away and incomplete. So after back-to-back incompletions, it is now 3rd and 10. On play action, Penix to the left side in the hands of London. It's a gain of 10 yards. It's good for a Falcon first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the Falcon first down.
They're going to go play action with Penix. He's going to take a shot here for Mooney.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. And that is incomplete.
Well, we all know the running joke, right, Mike? If this guy could catch, he'd be playing offense. And, well, I think that's kind of a joke for the past. These defensive players are incredible these days. That's just too easy. You've got to secure that interception for your defense and get off the field.
And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late. To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards.
He is in. Tyler Algier. Touchdown, Atlanta. Touchdown here in the fourth quarter, Greg. They have a big mountain to climb, but at least they're technically still alive in this one.
And now, Mike, we're going to see them line up to go for 2. They're going to see if they can get this lead down to 16 points and still give them a chance to fight back here late in the fourth quarter.
He'll swing that out wide, and he gets into the end zone for the 2. So it's not over yet. It's back to a 2-score game.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. And this crowd certainly has liked what they have seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in. They have not disappointed as they have the advantage here in the 4th. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Carr. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump?
Infraction, defense. Automatic 1st down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Kamara. Look at him stay on his feet as he's able to shimmy his way for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Here's Kamara. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. And as the medical staff looks him over, will step aside.
Lou Henry
The Saints will punt this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. A fair catch taken, and they're going to start right at their own 20-yard line. So now this team's offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They need to start making some inroads here, down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Penix. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. Here's Penix. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Penix. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Michael Penix on the scramble.
That's just a big-time play by this quarterback on 4th down. You can see he starts first look covered. Then he goes through his progression. There's nowhere to go with the ball. He can't throw it away, can't take a sack. He quickly decides to turn into a runner, use his legs to pick up the first down, and they're still alive.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Flags coming. Looks like there was movement on the right side of the O-line. Throwing is Penix. To the right, that's Pitts.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
That's caught. Ray McLeod. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Again, it's Penix. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. After back-to-back incompletions, they now face 3rd down and 10. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. And he's very close to a 1st down, but it doesn't look like he got there. And yes, they're going to mark him a yard short. He'll try and get there on the ground.
4th and short. Initially, you could tell he's just trying to get this ball out of his hand quickly, just enough to move the chains. Defense did a good job taking his reads away, so he turns into a runner, puts his head down, picks up the 1st down, keeps this drive alive.
Now the lefty Penix on 1st down. There's that man again. Another catch.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Here's Penix. Off he goes. And he will score. Game on. Michael Penix. Touchdown, Falcons. Greg, very big touchdown there. Makes it a 10-point game, and now a chance to tighten this down to a one-possession game.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. You have to go for 2 here. You got to get this thing down to 8. But this offense now has given themselves at least a chance to make a run here down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The Saints offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. Set to go now on 1st and 10. And certainly some optimism that this is the end. This is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They are not home yet, but they are in control here in the 4th. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They're going to go right back to Kamara. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. Here comes Blake Grupe for this field goal try. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Falcons offense back onto the field for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Open man, he's got it. It's London. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. One timeout at their disposal, but the more pressing need, you have to score twice. It's 1st and 10. Now Penix. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down. Fourth down, and here's Penix. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The Saints offense ready to see what they can do. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Now Kamara. And not a whole lot to speak of there. He'll work it down inside the 35. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Motioning Tunyon, the tight end. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 7.
Victory formation here as he's down to a knee.
Blake Ruby for the Saints field goal. A 51-yard attempt. The kick is good. Makes the...
So this one, a win for the Saints. And it is a season sweep for them. They defeat their division rivals for the 2nd time this year. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Saints are winners, as we say so long from New Orleans.